being separated to inclusion. Hi, I'm Charlotte Merrill, and this is our So Let's Be Friends podcast. This is a place where everyone belongs, and every story matters. Together we celebrate our differences, bring awareness to disabilities, and build a more inclusive and supportive world. One conversation at a time, let's open our hearts and listen with kindness.
I like when people ask me about my crutches because they can get to know me, and I like having friends, so let's be friends.
This life is beautiful, and you are wonderful.
Welcome to So Let's Be Friends. Today is extra special because I'm talking with two amazing graduates who are carrying the spirit of inclusion into the future. They just received the Kika Inclusion Award, named after my sister, who showed the world on what it means to love and include everyone. I am so excited to talk with them about inclusion and what it means to them. Can you tell us your name, what school you just graduated from, and what you're excited about?
My name is Sydney Brimhall, and I just graduated from Snowflake High School, and I'm just excited to see what life brings next for me.
My name is Lyndon Bartles. I graduated also from Snowflake High School, and it's a great place. I love it there. I'm excited for a mission. That's what I'm rooting for, going towards. Yeah.
Well, we're excited
That's
for you.
awesome.
And I'm Anna.
Yeah.
I'm her mom. I'm just the sidekick here. These are the people that are important. So,
What did you think when you found out you're receiving the Kika Inclusion Award? How did it make you feel?
I was really surprised, but I loved it. It made me so happy that I was receiving something that was my best friend. And that just made me feel really grateful to be known of something with her.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Might be hard to live up to, but she's quite awesome. She is a really good example to people.
What does inclusion means to you personally?
For me, it's making sure that no one is left out, that making sure they're not invisible, and it's as easy to make them feel included as saying hi or just asking questions, and making sure that you are loving everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I think it's kind of really quite simple. Like, there's a lot of things you can do to include people. Just like either be a friend to them, sit by them at lunch, or sit by them in class. Yeah, I just kind of think there's a lot you can do.
can I share a little story? So, we've known these young adults, not kids anymore, for quite a long time. And
Oh, I don't know. I might still be a kid.
okay, I'm
We'll
still
see.
a kid. I'm in my 40s, so yes.
We'll
all
a
be
kid.
kids here. Yeah.
I just love that inclusion comes so natural to these two. And I just remember, it's been over a year ago or so, but for some reason some of the boys have a hard time asking girls to prom at our school. I don't know if that's at other schools, but Sydney, it was just so fun. All the kids were asking each other to prom, and some of the girls at the high school that didn't get asked to prom decided to ask their girlfriends to prom. Just friends, right? Just to ask their friends to prom, and the girls all had a good time and decided if the boys weren't going to ask them, then they were going to go have their own fun. And I just thought it was really special when Sydney asked my Caroline, Charlotte's little sister, to prom, and that right there I just felt like there was no script. There was not anything. They were just already friends, and she just naturally asked Caroline, Charlotte's little sister, has cerebral palsy, to prom, and that is one of Caroline's favorite moments of having a good friend and someone that just loved her as a friend, and it didn't matter whether she had cerebral palsy or anything that was disabling, but I love the friendship that these two have given to not just my kids, but to so many others. I've just recognized that.
It's so important to have really good friendships.
Mm-hmm.
Right, you are, definitely. Especially through high school when we're like kind of stressed out by homework and stuff. It's always good to have a friend there beside you to help you out.
Yes.
And Lyndon was the same at this prom this year. He was really concerned about some girls that weren't being asked to prom, and he was asking what he could do to make sure those girls got asked to prom, and I just thought that was really special, that was important to him, that nobody was left out. So we got some good young kids here, young adults. So
You could say both.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Can you share a time when you included someone who others might have left out, or when someone did for you?
I thought about this, so I wrote it down, but there was a student in one of my classes who didn't talk much, and I could tell that they were always on the outside of things. I made a point to sit with them, to talk to them, and to bring them into conversations. Later they told me that meant more than I realized, but I've also had people do that for me, especially Kika, when I would just sit quietly and she would always stop whatever she was doing and ask how my day was, and that was a big inspiration to me.
Yeah, I like that. That's awesome. Sometimes you can just like go up to people and say hi to them, and it makes their day, makes it all the more better and happier. I'm trying to think of a time. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's a lot, but not off the top of my head. But I do like to like kind of try to. There's like different groups, different friend groups that I'm in, and I like to try to include all the groups together sometimes, just to like put them all together and like have them all at once. Mm-hmm. Even it just makes it more fun.
I like that.
Yeah, actually, there was a time, I do remember, there was this guy who only would play video games, and I planned a night for, it was for, like, youth activity, and it was just young men's activity, and I'm like, hey, we're doing a video game night, you should totally come. And he came, and he had fun. It was great.
Because you picked something that he was interested in.
Yeah, I thought that might
clever.
bring him, see if he could come.
Yeah.
Because it's always fun to have him. He's pretty cool.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Why do you think it's important to make sure everyone feels belong, especially at school?
I think kind of going back to the, like, during school, you have a lot of stress on you. You're focusing on math, homework, all sorts of crazy stuff, and it's always important to, like, have somebody close to you or someone you could talk to or someone who can help you in those times.
It's definitely a place where you need to feel like you belong and feel that you are seen, because that'll make the whole difference of what school means, or like how you can make friends, and that is what makes the big difference in your life.
Most definitely.
Yes. What are some ways other students can help build an inclusive school or team, even in small ways?
Like Lyndon said earlier, just saying hi, going to lunch, and just trying to find the little things that will include somebody.
I like that, yeah. I know so much of the time we're kind of almost wired to focus on, like, the negative things in life, and if we can just kind of focus on the positive and just don't focus on things that people have, like disabilities and stuff. If we can focus on the good things about them, then we can be much happier in life, and it just kind of makes the world all the more better.
I like that. Instead of focusing on the disabilities, maybe focus on people's abilities and what they can bring.
Yeah, because there's so many cool abilities people have. Like, I mean, everyone plays a part in this world. We're all working towards the same goal in life, and
Yeah, I like
stronger
that.
together.
Stronger together.
Well, I know Charlotte, we started doing lunch bunch in high school. Charlotte was a freshman, and she was struggling trying to get to the cafeteria to go hang out with friends, or trying to go to someone's house with having a gait trainer or crutches to get around quickly. So I had offered one day, what if I just brought lunch once a week to Dad's classroom, because he taught at the high school, and we did lunch bunch, and we just invited everyone. Everyone was invited. And that tradition's been going on, I think, for 8 years now or longer. And everyone knows, even teachers, it's fun. The principals even showed up before.
Ever since I was a freshman?
Yep, a freshman, and you're 21 now. And so we would do lunch bunch every Wednesday, and I usually plan on a meal every time for at least 30 people. And I like what Lyndon said earlier, he pulls all the groups together, and that's what that lunch bunch is. There's several special needs in there. Do you guys use the word jocks anymore? Sports guys. Yeah. There's whatever you want to call whatever group. It's just always been really neat to kind of, because I don't get in the middle. I just kind of stand back and observe, or I'm serving the food. I'm trying not to, doing my thing as a mom, just bringing the food in, and I've just always loved, and these two are ones that would come a lot. But it was neat to see the groups gather and the friendships build. And yeah, we had anywhere from 24 to 30 kids pretty much almost every time, and sometimes more. And tried to never run out of food. But it's neat. It's neat to see friendships created from just gathering and pulling those groups together, you said. So
yes.
She's a pretty good cook too, so.
I've made a few huge mistakes. There were some lunch bunches that were like, But thank you. I really try to cook well.
Everything I had, it was great.
Oh, thank you.
It was fun though, because I like how you did that, because I could invite people who just kind of sit alone or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a space for everybody
very good
to go
idea.
and invite each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thanks.
Super fun.
Awesome. How do you hope to carry the spirit of inclusion into your next chapter? College, work, or wherever you go?
Me personally, I want to be someone that includes others and notices them. And then, sorry, I wrote this down because I was thinking about it. But also the one who always makes room, who welcomes, who reaches out. I think the spirit of inclusion lives in everyday choices, and I want to keep choosing that in every space I walk into. Inclusion isn't about grand gestures, it's about consistency and kindness.
That's beautiful. People know what they're going to get from you when they see you. Yes, I love that.
I think that hits it on the ball right there. That was really good. Dang, that's awesome. I don't know what to say. It's...
Well, just on your mission, you're getting ready to go on a mission. And if people don't know what a mission is, maybe tell them what a mission is.
Oh, a mission is the best thing ever. So basically, what you do on your mission is you include people. Yeah, pretty much. Mm-hmm. It's basically what we're doing here.
Inclusion.
Yeah, you include people to share about this amazing message of the gospel.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And it just kind of, just show them, give them maybe something, a hope, I would say, and something to look towards and help them in life and stuff.
You're going to be doing it for 2 years.
We'll see.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely 2 years, but yeah. Hope I can say words. Spirit definitely helps.
My sister Kalisha has several siblings, including me with special needs. She has inspired others by just bringing herself and loving others. Thank you to both of you for being kind and loving others too. What does it mean to you to be connected to this moment of kindness and inclusion through this award?
So Charlotte, that word is important to say. It's a movement, actually, not just a moment. A moment just means right now. It's an actual movement of kindness and inclusion.
I got it mixed up.
It's okay. That's what we're here. We're learning from each other and supporting each other. But I just really think it's exciting that it's the youth of today that are going to be part of this huge inclusion movement. They're erasing the gray lines, and they're erasing the script, and they're just creating friends. And I think that's huge. So,
That's cool.
What does it mean to you to be connected to this movement of kindness and inclusion?
I think it means I could put a smile on people's faces. Always makes me happy when I can make somebody laugh or make them smile or just make their day. And then it just makes the world so much better too.
I thought about this too and wrote it down, but it means everything Kika was inclusion. She was joy and compassion and this spark that lit every room. She didn't have to try to be kind. It just poured out of her. Being part of her legacy feels like a promise to keep seeing people the way that she did and to keep leading with heart like she always did for me.
That's special.
Or with her heart, yeah.
That's cool. And she's talking about her in past tense, but she's still around. She's just on her mission in Europe right now. So we just, to us, it's kind of past tense because we don't get to see her every day like we're used to. It's been hard to have our Kalisha gone. But she's doing what she does best over in Europe right now, loving the people over there, and in Germany, learning the language and serving those people and creating inclusion. And so we're grateful for that.
She's an awesome sister.
She's an awesome sister, and we're grateful for these awesome friends.
Yes.
So.
She's got a good light about her.
And did you know, speaking of light, when you, this is one of my favorite things, and I love when people understand this because it's taken me a while to understand it, but when you let your light shine, you allow others to let their light shine. And so when he says that he loves to make people smile, when you walk into a room, even if you've had a bad day, if you put just smile, you let your light shine, or you use a talent, one of your talents you have, and you do that, you allow others to let their light shine and to smile. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And by you guys doing this today, you're also, because it's vulnerable, it's a little bit scary, right? But you're shining your light and sharing yourselves to other people, and it's going to help people that are listening to be able to continue to share their light because you've allowed them to share their light because you're sharing your light.
What would you say to not only younger students but others as well who want to be more inclusive but don't know how to start?
Ooh, I would probably say I would probably encourage them to maybe be a friend to them, and then show a good example to them, and then it would show them how to include people and stuff, and just do that. And I think a lot of ways to include people is just kind of going out of your way and your comfort zone, and just being able to make somebody smile or happy.
Yeah.
Well, he did it. He talked about it earlier. He found out what somebody liked and planned an activity of something that they liked and invited them to it. I thought that was clever. That was smart. And then he made a good friend with them
worked.
after.
Yes.
Yeah, it worked. Well, you
It
did
was
exactly
fun.
that. You went out of your way, got out of your comfort zone, right? And found out what they liked. I think that's huge.
Yeah. I would just say to start by noticing who's sitting alone, who's quiet, who's sitting alone, but who's always getting overlooked. Just go say hi, ask a question, be curious instead of judgmental. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be open-hearted. Inclusion is about showing people they belong and that they can start with one kind moment. And that's something that I wrote down.
Ooh, I like that.
I think those quotes from Sydney.
Ditto.
I like it.
Sydney's words of wisdom. That's awesome. I love that.
Charlotte, maybe you should share that too. What would you say to not only younger students at the schools, but to others as well, just at the grocery store or in workspaces or anywhere, people that want to be more inclusive but are too scared maybe because they don't know how to do it? Like, your favorite thing is to say, ask me about my crutches. Like, don't be afraid of me. Just ask me. Ask me why I'm walking with these funny things, right?
Yes.
So what would you tell people? Where should they start? Because you do have a disability, so you know, and what would you want people to do? How could they be more inclusive? How should they start in any situation? At church, the workforce, at school, some of the younger students that are shy and quiet, what should they do?
They go ask questions if they are stuck. Just
You do know. Like at the beginning of the podcast, you say, I like when people ask me about my crutches because we can be friends. And then it breaks down that barrier, right? Because people are curious, like, why does she have crutches? Why does she pick pink crutches? Right?
yes.
Maybe ask about, and then you can tell them.
I think it's kind of cool. You can ask people about what they like to do for fun or whatever, or just about your crutches. You can find out so many things about people that are very unique about them and kind of cool. Like, I recently found out that my cousin can whistle without, with the back of her throat.
Oh, wow.
And so she always used to do it in class, like, during a math test. And it's just interesting. Like, during a math test, she'd just kind of, whistle there, and it was always funny because you wouldn't be able to know who was doing it or whatever. Yeah, it kind of drove the teacher nuts, but it's always it's always really cool to find out people's talents or skills or
interesting abilities that they have that are cool.
Yeah, exactly. Because everyone's unique in their own way, and they all have something that makes them tick.
Mm-hmm. And I like what Sydney said. Sometimes pick people out that are even just being quiet because they're just nervous or don't know what to say, or sometimes just really shy, or and they appreciate somebody come up and ask them a question.
When they're quiet, they don't know where to start, and you can help them to not be that way anymore. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid and ask questions.
And I don't know why a story came to my mind, but when I was a younger kid and you get to learn these life lessons, I remember somebody shared a story with me about a boy who was walking home from school and had a load of books in his hands and a backpack on and carrying a lot of stuff. And it looked kind of odd because it wasn't the last day of school. You know, that's usually the last day of school, and he was carrying all these. And a nice kid like you guys, was just a friend to him and smiled at him and talked to him and asked him questions and just made him important as they were walking by. And later they found out that he was cleaning out his locker because he was ready to end his life. And that's why he'd cleaned out his locker. But because that person stopped and smiled, made him important and said hi to him, he decided that he was worth something. And so I think that's what we can bring to the table a lot to people is just by the simple smile, like he said, and because we don't know what's going on in people's lives, whether they have a disability or not. And the other thing is, some people have disabilities that are unseen. Charlotte has a wheelchair right now because, that's what she has to be right now, and she's excited to go back to her crutches and get upright. she broke her foot, so Charlotte's been in a wheelchair for a while. It's even more frustrating. But
it's been when we dropped Kika off at the airport.
Yep, it's been since that day.
It's been a long time.
She's been in a boot and in a wheelchair.
Since I've been off of my right foot.
So she's actually excited to get back upright with crutches. Those crutches are a blessing. She's stuck with crutches.
Yes.
But the crutches are where she's excited to get back to because that was her way of getting around, and that was normal life for her.
Yeah.
So everybody's normal is different. Everybody's heart is different. Everybody has, unseen disabilities. Right?
Yeah.
And so if we can just meet each other where we're at, have grace and love each other, I think that's just going to be awesome. And we can save people's lives too by smiling at them and asking them questions and loving them. So
it's kind of like the story of Jesus. He healed a leper, and this guy, this guy was crazy. A lot of people thought he was crazy. He has leprosy. I don't want to touch him, but Jesus is just like, I'm going to go up to this guy and say, hey, let me heal you. And that's what he does, and that's what I try to strive to do in my life.
Do you think, telling that story though, do you think the healing was more important, or him just coming up and saying hi and loving him was more important?
I think both, because maybe just coming up and saying hi, because that can definitely build him up and make him feel like a better person and feel like he belongs, I guess, after all those people who probably said he was crazy or shut him out and just do you remember that scripture, not a sparrow falleth or something? I don't know, it's like Matthew something. It talks about like Jesus knows when a sparrow has fallen or whatever, and he knows everyone, and even the smallest of birds, a sparrow, he knows them, and he knows their weaknesses, or knows each and every one individually, and just knows if they need help, or it just kind of shows his love.
Yeah.
And we can be that tool and be part of that and help others.
Yeah. If you could say one thing to the world about inclusion, what would it be?
Probably like get out of your comfort zone. Say hi or give a smile.
Like my mom told me the other time, or someone said this, there's no box, no bubble. Just
You
be
don't, have to think,
yourself.
you don't have to think outside of the box. There should be no box. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
There should be no box. You don't just think outside the box. We shouldn't be in a box.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes, that's important.
And we came a long way for being separated to inclusion. And the world did hurt long time ago, but now it's coming together, but very slowly.
Very slowly. And it takes every person to be a part of that, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
I feel like that inclusion makes us all better. When we lift each other's up, we lift ourselves for sure, and that there's room for everybody. Everybody deserves a seat at the table.
I like
For
that.
sure.
Everyone deserves a seat at the table.
That's so true. I do like that. That's cool.
Me too.
Yeah, everybody has a
I
role.
like being inclusive to the world. Yeah. Thank you both so much for being here and being leaders in kindness and inclusion. I know my sister, Kika, is so proud, and I'm so proud of you too. I love you. You remind us that every act of friendship makes the world better. Let's keep the spirit of inclusion alive together. And like I love to say, so let's be friends.
So
let's be friends.
Always and forever.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.